good. All right.
Gotta love the funk.
Funky,
Hey
funky style.
everybody,
Wise old bastards, funky style.
we're
We're
we're back
back. All right.
and we're funky.
Amazing. Funky.
Back, we're funky.
Back funky.
We are back.
Back.
It's a new year already, isn't it?
Yeah. 2024. Hooray. 2023 sucked and it's gone. So now we got
What sucked? I thought
2024.
2023 was a great fucking year, man.
No, terrible. Well, it's better than the COVID years, but other than that, it pretty well sucked. You got wars and inflation and all kinds of shit going on now. It wasn't too good. So it's universally, I mean, we got an invasion in our southern border like nobody's business. It's like, it's all open border. Welcome, welcome sign, you know? Come in, get your
You
money.
see, we've
It's not
actually
good.
Canada. We've got a real problem coming up with climate change. And it's about our border. We've been lucky. We've had nobody fucking wants to come here. It's colder than
Yeah,
shit, so we
it's
don't need a
cold.
border. It was, but this year there's been like almost no snow. It's warm. It's
Yeah,
crazy. We got Mexicans
yeah.
coming here not because they want to work here. It's because it's too cold back home. They're coming up here to taking beach holidays, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no, not that much yet, but getting there. Hopefully, I mean, you
getting
Canadians
there.
should be, yeah, global warming, it's great, man. We want it.
Yeah,
Give us more.
yeah. We won. We won. Yeah, the rest of the
For
world
sure,
kind
for
of
sure.
burned, and but what are you gonna do, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but
But so what
I
you're
mean,
saying then, in general, is winter sucks. Yes.
at the moment, yeah, I'm here, and it just snowed yesterday, and got 2 inches of snow. Yeah, and we had to shovel it just to let our kid go to school. I had to take my kid to school at 6 o'clock in the morning, shoveling snow. It luckily was only 2 inches. I mean, like, shit, we've had like 12 inches in one night here, no problem. But no, it ain't fun. Okay, I'm used to Southeast Asia, Mexico, or something tropical. I mean, always moved south, and now I'm in northern Arizona, which is still a hell of a lot more south than Canada. I'm still getting snow, still shoveling snow.
I
It's
know
like,
it's
damn.
actually. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop here, man. We've
Yeah,
had I think we had like snow for one afternoon that didn't stay or something so far.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm the same. I was born and grew up in northern Canada, and I
Oh yeah,
escaped. I got out. I escaped, and now I'm back. I
yeah.
don't know how that happened. I got to connect those dots. And how did it happen? I'm back
Okay,
here.
you got to explain what is northern Canada like in the winter.
Do I have to?
Yeah. I mean, here is nothing. I mean, if you look back here, I have a little thing here where you can see some snow, but it's not bad. I mean, it's only a couple of inches, and the sun's out, and it's starting to warm already. So, but how about northern Canada?
Okay. Well, I
Does
was
it get
born.
warm?
It's funny, Canada. When you talk north, people don't really understand how North Canada gets. Even most Canadians don't understand how North Canada gets. We
Oh,
have
for
the
sure.
government's doing a new slogan over the last couple of years. It kind of ever since climate change is telling us that eventually the Northern Passage will be clear of ice year round, right? So
Yep.
what Canada has been saying, I always used to say everything is coast to coast, right? From the east coast to
Okay.
the west coast. Now we
Okay.
talk about coast to coast to coast. And
Okay.
everybody forgets, even Canadians forget, we're surrounded by oceans on three sides.
Yeah. True.
So
That's true.
up
It's
north,
mostly
north,
it's frozen up there.
it was a big chunk of ice, and one day we looked at, hey, it's wet. What's going on? It's wet up there too. So again, 80% of all Canadians live within a silly number, like within 100 miles of the border with the states, right? 80%. So
Yeah.
where I was born, I say northern Canada because to almost everybody in Canada, where I come from, is north. But
Hmm.
geographically, I was born almost dead center of Canada. I was
Oh,
born
really?
in Manitoba, which is from left to right,
Manitoba. Okay.
from coast to coast. It was more or less in the middle. And I was born
Hmm.
I was born in a little town called Flin Flon. I think we mentioned this before. It's
Flin Flon.
the only town in the world founded by a fictional character, and it's roughly it's not even halfway, but let's call it halfway between the U.S. border and the ocean up north. And I mean,
Wow.
that's not even halfway, but that's as far north as most people in Canada actually live. I mean, that place, okay, with Celsius and Fahrenheit, it's kind of weird numbers that
Yeah.
when it gets down to below like minus 30 or so, the numbers are almost the same. Like in
Yeah.
Celsius, 0 is freezing and 32 is
Yeah.
freezing in Fahrenheit. But as you get
Right.
lower and lower numbers, they call it almost the same. So
Yeah.
my parents tell me the day I was born, it was minus 52.
Holy shit.
Minus 52
Does
in
it,
that town.
that means if you go outside and take a leak, you're shooting out icicles or
I don't
or
think you
ice
even get a
cubes.
chance to shoot out. I don't think you even get a chance to shoot out. It's just
Like,
stupid
I was
cold,
like,
man.
no. I was like,
I mean,
holy
that
shit. How
town,
do?
I've never been back. Well, we moved when I was like 1 year old or something. I lived in a bunch of
Okay.
other small northern towns, but not
Okay.
that one. But that one
Okay.
also, they tell me that the sewer pipes, we didn't
Hmm.
have sewer pipes underground because of the permafrost. So
Right.
the
Right.
sewer pipes were above ground and insulated. So you're driving
It's
around town, you
warmer.
got ship pipes going by with blankets on them or something. I don't know what's going on. But
Heated my shit.
yeah, so I
It's
mean, like
hotter
that's
above
where I was
ground.
born, and I grew up in towns kind of like that. Most of the towns I grew up in were a couple of thousand people, middle of nowhere, up north, cold.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
cold, man. But
Yeah.
you get used to stuff, right? So when I grew up, I
Yeah.
used to go out snowshoeing and cross country skiing and snowmobiling
Oh,
all
okay.
the time.
Oh,
Right? I
really?
grew up
Cool.
on the snowmobile. Before I could walk, I was driving a snowmobile. And just think about it, the wind chill factor. If it's never
Oh, fuck.
minus 52 was unusually cold, but minus 30 was very common in the wintertime up there.
Wow.
Very common to get that. So
Wow.
when you add the wind chill factor, you're talking minus
Oh,
50,
shit.
minus 60. And I used to be going around, me and my friends, we thought we were having a good time. We were so young and fucking stupid, we didn't realize.
True.
Minus 50 something.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit. Oh, man.
Yeah. No
So when I
way.
ended up
mean,
going out
that's
to Asia and in China first, and then in
yeah.
Hong Kong, Taiwan, which are kind of subtropical, so like balmy compared to Canada,
Yeah.
but not really the tropics. And I worked my way down.
Yeah.
It took me a couple of years till I ended up in Malaysia. And while I was there for a long time, and people always ask me, "Hey, well, when are you going back to Canada?" I used to say, "I'm not. I'm not going back. I'm not doing it." And I got talked into coming back. So a lot of things about Canada are magically good. Yes. Beaches and weather, not so much.
No. No.
Not so much.
No. Now here also, I mean, we're in a small place. We're 7,000 feet, which is what, 2,300, 2,400 meters
Yeah.
high in elevation, something like that. So, it snows here. It actually can snow quite a bit. I've took pictures of a doghouse that had like 3 feet of snow on it. And, it's not like Alaska, you get like 10 feet or Bismarck, Nebraska or some shit, or parts of Canada, falafel or whatever the
No, right. I mean,
part
some of the
that is,
places I
like,
grew up in, not where I was born. Where I was born was actually so cold we didn't get a ton of snow. A couple of inches, but it's too cold for snow.
wow.
Right? I
Wow.
mean, snow it's basically moisture
it's
that's
precipitation.
freezing on its way
Yeah.
down, ice crystals, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And in a really, really cold place, it's super dry. So you don't get tons of
Wow.
snow. You get the snow is there,
Yeah.
but it's all fine powder stuff. And when the
Yeah,
wind
that
comes
little
up,
fine
it's
powder.
like sandblast you every time. It's like
Oh,
crazy.
really? Ouch.
But I
Yeah.
I grew up in places down near the Great Lakes where it's hugely wet. So you would
Oh,
get
yeah.
8 or 10 feet of snow a year. And
Oh, shit.
if you're from a snowy place, that's what it is. But if you're not from there,
Yeah.
it's hard to imagine.
Oh,
It's
God.
literally
Yeah.
by the time you're partway through winter, when you open your door of your house, the snowbanks are higher than your door. You've shoveled that far down, so it's like 6, 7 feet of snow. You're like walking through an open tunnel, but like a trench, an open trench, 6 feet deep. It's just
Yeah. Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And people live there
all right.
still.
Well,
Why? Why?
why exactly?
There's still room in Mexico?
in East. Everybody's coming from there. We're going the other way. I mean, it's true. I was born in Pennsylvania, southeastern Pennsylvania, about 40
So you
miles
know
away
snow.
from Philly. Oh yeah, no, it snowed there quite a bit. It didn't snow, well, Philly, I don't know, but where we were, yeah, we got our fair share of snow. We got a mild winter and then a really nasty winter, and like you said, it was about 6 feet of snow or something. Yeah, we got some of that. I remember digging when I was a kid. It was okay. 5 years old, 6 years old, 8 years old, no problem. We dig tunnels in, play fort, and run around sledding. And then, so no, it was fun, man. But shit, after when you start getting a teenager, you got to shovel the driveway. The driveways are like they're long. They're about 50-meter long driveways. Right?
Yeah.
I had to shovel them by hand. There was nothing else. It was like holy shit. So then you start learning about it's not quite as much fun as it used to be. But I still remember one time I was growing up, and it gets all the snow, and then sometimes it'll rain a little bit or melts a bit or something, and then it refreezes. One time it really did a major job of like melting the top and then refreezing in the night, and we had like that much thick ice everywhere. I mean, your backyard, your front yard, everywhere was like super thick ice. You could ice skate on it. It's like holy shit. And we were sledding on it. Me and my friends were sledding on it. We just sled. All our backyards were open, so you just go from one neighbor to another, and you just keep on going because it's ice. We were up a little bit higher, and we just had this long gradient all the way down, and we were battling each other. And I still remember when we were. One lady had all these rose bushes. They were all like this tall, and she had rows of them. Right? We just slid right between them. One time, my we were battling, and the guy whacked me or something. All of a sudden, I go and there's this rose bush in my face. It's like all these rose bushes. I was just no, come on. And then the poor lady's watching us, like and then the rose bushes looking that tall,
Now that tall.
like that. It was all icicles. It was just it's so
I
cool. It's so
remember that too. I think I talked about this once before on with the same thing when it freezes and melts and refreezes. You have that ice on top. So I was on my
shit,
snowmobile.
yeah.
Me and my buddies, we were out in this big field, and because it was like ice, you get like a high.
Yeah.
You get going pretty fast, and then spin it. So you go, and you go for like a half a mile spinning. And half of the time, it was like bull riding. The big thing was to not get thrown off your snowmobile because it was such a centrifugal force. You're like,
Yeah.
so I was doing that on. I remember it was the fastest snowmobile I ever owned. It was a racing machine, an LT Gray, an Arctic Cat LT Gray,
Wow.
something, and it was like a
Wow.
fine, sweet machine, man. But I was
Oh yeah.
spin, and it actually broke through the surface of that ice and
Oh
sent
yeah.
the machine flying and me flying, and I broke through the ice and I'm still going, and it kind of filleted me like a fish. The ice kind of big slab of skin up flapping there because it cut. Yeah, I still remember that. Oh yeah, snow
Oh
good.
no.
Snow's good. I love the
No.
snow.
Yeah. That was so funny. Yeah. No. Yeah. When I was a little kid, used to make our trails and stuff in the snow and powder and be snowing. I was real small at that time, maybe 5 years old, 4 years old. I don't know, but and then again, one of the freezing wet thing, and then so it was still good for sledding, but there's a lot of ice around. So one time I took a shot, and I was a little kid. And next thing I know, and I walked up with my little sled, these wooden sleds with it. It was broken. It was cut right in half. I had two pieces. Like what the? It was like
Smash the shit out of it.
yeah, it's like yeah. Luckily, I didn't get cut up too bad. I mean, I had some cuts a little bit, but nothing big deal. But shit, I mean, ice can be brutal. I mean, ice driving, of course, and here with the ice and what they call black ice and shit. Yeah, it can be. So
Well,
you have to
it
be real
is.
careful.
It's kind of what you get used to too, right? Because I
Yeah,
remember
sure.
like growing up where it's icy and snowy all the time. Obviously, it's just as slippery, but people get used to it. So you just kind of, without thinking, you're
Yeah,
giving a little more space as you're coming up to a stop sign or
yeah,
something.
of course.
Doesn't mean they're magically more intelligent people. They're just more used to it. But here in
Right.
the Vancouver area, it rarely
Oh shit.
snows.
Yeah,
And when it does,
yeah.
we get like a half an inch and the place comes
Yeah.
to a complete fucking halt. There's people in the ditches both sides of the road. The bridges are closed down. It's like a disaster. And the
Yeah.
rest of Canada's
Yeah,
laughing their
sure.
ass off like, what are you talking about? We got the roads are
True,
closed, the
true, true.
government's closed, the hospitals are closed, everything's closed in there. The kids are in
For half
class
an
and they're
inch of
going like,
snow.
"What? I want to
Nothing.
move there. How come?"
Yeah, it's true. It's true, man. I mean, I grew up. My birthday was like end of November, whatever. So, of course, when you get 16, right, you want to drive. So, guess what? It's like, oh, shit, 16. I want to learn to drive. Yeah. Guess what? There's snow all over the place. And of course, you get these cars. They're like two-wheel drive, and of course, the rear axle
Yep.
drives and stuff. And they're shit on snow. I mean, but again, like you say, you get used to that stuff, and you're learning to drive on the snow because that's your it's your birthday. So
Yeah.
we're driving around, slide around, don't turn into the
Yeah.
you learn real fast there. And of course, you hit a few snowbanks and stuff. You're okay. You're okay, and you learn. And we always had fun. And you're driving with your friends, and you hit a patch of ice, you go sliding around. Ooh, fun! Danger, danger!
Yeah, yeah.
As
I
long as
mean,
there's no cars on the road, it's okay.
everyone down south, as soon as you hit a patch of mud, you turn into a redneck. Up north, you hit a
There
patch of
you go.
snow, you turn into a white
Yeah.
neck, I guess. I don't know what it
There.
is, but everybody do that, right? You remember you take like an inner tube on a rope behind your car and you'd be driving down the snowy
Oh,
streets and whipping around corners and then just take the tube and up the snowbanks. Woo!
yeah,
And I
we did
think
the
maybe
inner tube,
that's
the tractor
why
ones, right? You have like
maybe
six
that's why
people on the damn tube.
Canada has such a small population now. I think maybe I know why.
Have the
Not many
people
of us
gone,
survived the winter bullshit
missing.
we did.
Yeah, I do remember that. We had these big tractors, inner tubes, right? The old tires used to actually have inner tubes. They would take those out, blow those up, and they were so big you'd hit like six people in the damn tube, 4 to 6 people. And you get these big hills, and we used to, in the fields and shit, we'd pile in and down, and hopefully it didn't go through the barbed wire fence at the bottom and shit like that.
Oh yeah,
But
that's a
no,
thing here in the States too, but that's a big thing here. Every year, people on their snowmobiles whipping across fields and hitting the barbed wire fence.
oh yeah,
Happens too much. But
wow,
having said all that, we're making it sound
yeah.
like winter's fun, and that's a bullshit lie. This goes back to what we talk about critical thinking and fake news. You could listen to us and think
Yeah.
winter is wonderful. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It
For,
blows.
for well, for wise old bastards, it's not as fun as it used to be. For young kids, go for it. Enjoy, man. Go snowboarding, go skiing, learn that shit. It's fun.
Even
When
snow
you're,
angels when you're a little kid, whatever,
yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, you can make snow devils if you want, but but don't forget to put the little horns. But no, I mean, when you get older, that's why, I used to live in Florida too for a while with my friend Gordy. And we lived in Newport Richie, somewhere on the Gulf Coast. It was nice, but every year we had a thing called
Shrimpland.
snowbirds. Yeah, yeah, shrimp land and sponge land there. Tarpon Springs was big there. But anyway, we had all these snowbirds come in, and most of them were from Wisconsin or Buffalo, New York, or wherever it came from the north and came into Florida for the winters. And they called them snowbirds, and they were like everywhere. And I mean, come on, who blames you? Who blames somebody? Shit, it's beautiful in Florida in the winter time, and it's not so beautiful in Wisconsin in the winter time, And it's cold to get away from the cold, and then but that was a huge population of people in Florida, and I mean, you guys go to Mexico too, just like we went to Puerto Vallarta. It's beautiful. If I was in Puerto Vallarta, I would never have to shovel a driveway again. It's like,
Thank God you
it's
saw
just,
the driveways that were there up on those hills. My God,
yeah,
if it had
exactly.
if it snowed
Had
once, you'd
some
have
snow
like
use.
5 years, no cars be able to get drive.
Exactly. You'd have a hell of a bobsled there if there was snow on the ground.
Straight into the ocean and away you go.
Straight in
Yeah.
the ocean.
Splash.
Oh, it was beautiful. But that was beautiful. But snow, winter, I mean,
Well,
a
I
lot of
mean,
people enjoy it for a short
snow,
time.
it's a
It's
sneaky
beautiful.
little bastard, you know? Snow
Yeah,
looks so beautiful, like in a
it is
postcard.
beautiful. till you
Yeah,
shovel
look
it.
out through your window, the big soft flakes flopping down
Oh
and they
yeah, yeah,
pile
yeah,
up, and it's so nice.
yeah,
The
yeah.
sneaky bastard. Then you go outside, you have to shovel the car, you got to get around, and it's cold.
Yeah,
I
freezing.
remember one
Yeah,
time when I came back to visit my parents in Canada when I was living in Asia already, and my parents were already, they were older and retired. My dad had been, I came back to visit because he had a heart operation, right? So I came back to see what's going
yeah.
on. I was there for a week or two. And when it was time for me to go to the airport, it was so cold outside. He had to go outside and start the car and scrape off the windows. I couldn't. It was so cold I couldn't even go outside. There he is, just out of the hospital 2 weeks. He's scraping and shoveling. I'm like, I can't do it.
I mean, it is different, man. It is different. Oh man, I mean, we used to talk about enjoying winters here, but okay, my mother was in Prescott, Arizona for Christmas, so Prescott's kind of mild winters. It's not that bad. But I like I said, I was also just like you. I mean, I was in Pennsylvania, freezing my ass off. Teenagers driving rear wheel vehicles.
Trams, yeah.
My first car was a Pontiac Firebird. God, I love that thing. 67 model, beautiful V8, 326 high performance out. Oh God, it was gorgeous, but it sucked in the
First
snow.
car.
That's my first car I bought. Okay, my first car I drove was my pop's car. It was a Comet station wagon. One of those things. Oh, that was
Picking up the chicks
that
with
was a
that.
classic. Oh yeah, I could pile them in. Yeah, I had plenty of room in there. It just didn't want to get in. But yeah, there was room for 6 or 7 of them in there. I could dump them in the back. It was a station wagon.
There you go.
Station wagon. Yeah, me and my friend, Bob, he had a Rambler station wagon. It looked almost identical, both white color, old beat up station wagons. And we'd have races. Each one had, I think it was I don't know if it was 6-cylinder, but it had the smallest damn engine you could have in it, just to puddle around. We'd race it. It's like we're racing at 40 miles an hour. But in the wintertime, it'd get us around, but it was damn cold. It was freaking cold. We actually played basketball in the winter too. It was basketball season. We'd actually shovel some of the play. I think we had a church parking lot of basketball, and we would shovel the damn thing sometimes just to shoot basketball in the wintertime. That's how stupid we were. You'd never think about shoveling snow and then play basketball. Basketball is like frozen. It was like it didn't want to bounce. And shit. But yeah, I mean, when you're a kid, it's fun. As we get older, we just start drinking stuff. Like this is hot cocoa with brandy. It was good. So hot cocoa and brandy, not bad.
What do I got? I've got one of my Czechoslovakian beers. So if you guys in Czechoslovakia, if Kozel in Czechoslovakia, if you're watching, or in the Czech Republic, if you're watching, if you want to sponsor,
all right,
we're open,
there
we're
you
available. This
That's
is
fine.
actually, I'm just, how to say, this is just keeping me on track for Beer Hunters International.
Oh, okay. So Czechoslovakia to find some beer. Czechoslovakia has good beer. Actually, Budweiser was supposed to be a Czech beer originally.
Yeah, originally.
Yeah, before it turned gay or something with Bud Light and trans shit.
But I think I was talking to my kids, right, about the podcast and about Beer Hunter International and some of the plans we have for it. And they're actually quite stoked about that one, thinking that one could be like an incredible amount of fun, not just for us to do, but for people who are watching and for people who watch to join in. Right.
Okay.
So it'll be basically
that sounds fun.
Once you see what we start doing, Beer Hunters International, it makes sense to you. It's not about looking for the world's best beer or doing taste testing with Lottie fucking God. It's not that.
No,
it's about interesting places to find a beer. Right? Okay, it could be a dive bar, but dive bars are a dime a dozen. It's more like if you are in a monastery in Bhutan and you've got a bottle of Chinese beer sitting there or something. That kind of like, what? That's the kind of stuff we're more interested in. We want to see who has not who has the most interesting, because there are billions of interesting places. We just want to see all of the interesting stories about where the coolest place you had a beer. And we're going to
That's
be,
cool.
we've had some in the past. We've done tons of that, but we weren't recording it back in the day. So we
Sure.
kind of got to start over again. So
Yeah.
on the last Puerto Vallarta trip, we found a couple of guys drunk on the beach, passed out on the beach and stuff. So they're spiritual travelers with us. That's the kind of guys we're talking about.
Searching for beer.
Yeah, we were actually on the
We
hunt
found
for
it,
beer.
passed out. We
Yeah.
were still searching.
Yeah. So, well,
Yeah. But the only thing good about cold weather here and the snow is you can always just put your beer right in the snow and keep it cold. That's good. Can't do that with other things. That's
yeah.
good.
So you
That's
heard
the
it
only
here
thing about the
first.
tropics.
You heard it here first. Winter is good.
Yeah, for beer because it keeps it cold.
There's so many
to
people
drink
here
it,
that are.
It's
Yeah.
nice and hot weather too to drink.
Yeah.
Ice cold
And
beer in hot weather is great.
Beer is
Keep
versatile.
your beer cold. Snow is good. Yeah, that's
Beer
true.
is versatile.
Beer is versatile. It's
Beer is
versatile.
life.
It's
Beer is
tasty.
life.
Beer is life. That's right.
There you go.
That's in my shirt. That's in my thing.
Yeah, beer is life.
Turn it around and show. Beer is life. We have it. You heard it here first, and it is true.
It's
We
true.
only speak the truth. I got it.
We only speak
Wise
the
old
truth.
bastards.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're truthful old
So-
bastards.
Yeah.
But going back to reality, which is winter sucks. Here, there's so many people are complaining because the ski places have not got snow. Some have none. Some have so little compared to what they should have. It has been so warm that even the snow making equipment is just spitting water all over the place for some of these guys. So if you are a snow enthusiast, it's been a little rough. It's been a rough start, at least here on the coast. I don't know what's going on in the rest of the country.
Well, we had in here we had enough snow that my kid went up snowboarding yesterday, so he enjoyed it. And yeah, for a while there was not much snow on the snow bowl here in Arizona. But I still remember when we went skiing. You remember that? How many years ago?
Whistler.
About 4 years ago. Whistler.
Yep.
Holy shit! We went in at the before it actually opened or something. We snuck in just when they decided to open up a little early or some shit. And
Yeah.
we got
We
our
were there.
lessons.
We got a good deal on it. So Whistler, if you don't know, it's like a Vail, Colorado kind of. It's over the top, expensive, high end, blah blah blah. Right? Beautiful.
Well,
I mean,
it was in
stunningly
the-
beautiful. But we went. We
was
got a
in the
great
Winter
deal because we were
Olympics.
there. Yeah.
It was a Winter Olympic site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went there. We were like a week before the annual opening, so we got some really good deals on the Airbnb places, right?
Yeah.
While we were there, there was so much snow coming down. They opened a week early, so it was like all of a sudden,
It's like,
wow, it was great. Huh?
oh, that's
And
cool.
that turns into a magical fairy tale village.
Oh yeah.
But then,
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
I'm not a skier. No one in my family except my son skis, but he's not an avid skier. He's not always heading out trying to hit the hills, but he skis. You were not a downhill skier, and we had some of your
Me, I
younger
was
kids
down
who were
on my
along.
butt the whole time.
So I would recommend a
heard very
place like
quickly.
that. You should probably, here's a hot tip from Wise Old Bastards. Go to some cheap ass local small hill somewhere to learn first, where it's much cheaper. Don't go to the $7 billion a day place and not know how to ski. It's just
Oh, yeah,
bad.
yeah.
You're just
Yes.
burning money there.
It feels
So-
stupid. We went up to the big hill and said, holy shit, man. Where's the little one? Yeah, we go back down.
That's how much we don't know about skiing. We didn't know we're looking for the bunny hill to learn. So we get on the lift, go to the top of the mountain, change lift, go up to higher parts. It's got to be here somewhere. It's like the Black Diamond courses, like cliffs going straight down. We're like, this
And the
can't be
lady's
how
like,
you
"You wanna
learn how
learn
to
to
ski.
This is not the place.
Everyone looking at us
you
like,
have
we'll
to
get
do
there.
this,
Well,
do
no,
that, but go back down.
That's
then
true.
there's
We
the
didn't even
bunny
know where to
hill. It's
look.
like, shit.
Yeah, on the way back, we get to the bottom
God.
and you see, oh my God,
Yeah.
the bunny hill. It's like Kevin and me and about 85-year-old kids. We're the only ones more than 5 trying to learn how to ski. It was, It was a
We were
little.
listening. We were too cheap to rent the ski instructor, right? So we kind of followed the ski instructor, and he had like 5 people, so we just kind of followed along, trying to hear what the hell are you talking about? I can't hear you.
How'd you say to stop?
Exactly. Pizza, pizza. Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I want a pizza too, but what the hell? How do I stop? No, no French fry. No French fry. It's like, what French fry? I don't want a burger. I want a pizza. Pizza means stop. You know, it's just like oh, really? Okay. No, how do I turn? Turn your head. Oh, I can turn my head, but I still go that way.
My head is more powerful than gravity? What are you talking
Yeah,
about here? What the
exactly.
hell?
Oh shit. Oh, that was. I never spent so much money and time and stuff just to sit on my ass in the snow. How many times it fell on the butts and
It's
on the side and whatever. It was like holy shit. And same with
I
the
know.
wives, man. The wives are all following, all just laughing. They had a good time laughing,
They
but
had a
most of
good
the time
time
we just sit on
just
the butt.
watching it. Yeah.
I think the
Oh
best
man.
time we had was when we got back to the lodge, went down to the hot tub with what do we have, whiskeys or some probably some nice whiskey, and we're sitting in a freaking hot tub for about 2 hours just to
Yeah.
warm up. That was nice. That was good. And that place
That
was
was nice.
gorgeous. It was a beautiful place. There's no doubt. That was a
Yeah.
gorgeous place to
It's
stay at.
actually this year people are complaining. I guess every year it's expensive, but this year it's now up to $300. So it's like what, $250 or something US for a
Hmm.
day for the lift pass. And the
Ooh,
lines, they say, are
wow.
40, 50, 60-minute lines to get onto the lift.
Ouch.
So you
Holy
can
shit.
do, I don't know how fast you come down, but you do what, 3, 4 runs a day, something like
Yeah.
that. That's all you can do.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that's
insane,
wow.
man.
Wow,
That's
wow,
insane.
wow.
So you skip all
No.
that, just go straight to the after party, just start it pre-party. It's just, that's,
Exactly. That can buy a lot of beer and whiskey at the ski lodge, right? Sit by the fire.
that kind of money you could
But
probably buy the snow
yeah,
bunny. I didn't say that.
so bunny,
Where's
the
that
little bunny that hops
edit?
around. Yeah,
Where's the
table to
edit button?
table.
So, yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one. It's got the ears, a little tail.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Who,
Yeah.
who was that
Mm-hmm.
Playboy mention? What's his name? I can't remember. That's
Huey.
terrible. Can't even remember. Hugh. Yeah. Hugh Hefner. Yeah. Yeah. Hugh Hefner?
Yeah.
No. Hugh. Is it? Okay. Who's the rich guy? Okay. Hugh Hefner
Howard
was
Hughes.
Mr. Bunny. Howard Hughes. Okay. Two Hughes. That's why I get confused
Scrooge
about that.
McDuck. He was the rich one.
Yeah, but he didn't have bunnies. He had ducks. He had little quackers.
There you go. Uh,
Different. Oh shit. Yeah, but
In
no. I
even I
mean,
remember in Taiwan, which is in the subtropics, edging
yeah,
toward the
yeah.
tropics there, at the one of the mountains not too far out of Taipei, the capital city, once
Mm-hmm.
every decade or so, would get like a skiff of snow on the top. And
Mm.
when that happened, like everybody, all 20 something million people in Taiwan would get on buses and go up to the top of that mountain to look at the snow.
Just a
And none
little.
of them made it there
Throw
because the
snow.
buses were all skidding off the road into snow. So it was empty at the top. Nobody could get up there. But on the way, it was messy.
Yeah, it's crazy, crazy. Yeah, for people who never saw snow, I mean, when we came here and met people from Malaysia the first time. Oh, snow, snow, it's amazing. We're driving snow. Yeah, it's cold, it's cold. I said, what do you expect?
It burns. It's so
Of
cold,
course,
it
it's very
burns.
so cold. Yeah, it's like wear gloves. That's why I got gloves.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got experience of the cold and stuff. And but when the Southeast Asian students come to U.S. and they end up in places like Wisconsin or Montana or some shit like that in a university there, they're like, they're not too happy.
Yeah.
They're great for the first couple of weeks. After that, it was like, holy shit,
So there you go. So what we're saying is
hard to
the
get used to it.
stereotype. People have a stereotype of Southeast Asian students and Asian students being so studious and so smart and taking over the planet because they're so smart. No, 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 no. Now we figured it out. It's just they come here
Yeah,
and it's so goddamn cold. They ain't going outside, so they stay inside and study all
exactly.
year long when
There you
everybody from
go.
here
There you
is
go.
out
That's
playing
true.
in the snow. There you go.
Yeah, they're playing snowballs. The other people, no way, they're studying. That's true. That's true. That's true.
There you go.
They're not that stupid. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I I mean, there are some. I mean, you talk about Korea, South Korea, part of South Korea's got snow. Japan has snow. I was in Hokkaido. I mean, if you go in Asia where we were, you were in China. Shit, I was in freaking China a few times, and
Up in
we always make the
Harbin.
mistakes. Harbin, yeah, I was up there
Oh,
one time. Oh God, that was cold. It was beautiful. Oh, okay, story, another story. I was up there for doing some forestry stuff and looking at forestry in northern China. Okay, China's different in forestry. Of course, it's similar to Canada, the tree species, northern U.S., and it's all the same, right? They're all temperate, freezing cold species, and beeches, oaks and pines and Scotch and
the
or
wrong kind of
all that
beaches.
stuff. Yeah, aspen, birches, a lot of birches, all the same stuff. Anyway, we were up there. I was up there anyway, discussing with them, and it was cold. It was up in the winter time. Holy crap, it got cold, and the wind chill factors and stuff. And Chinese buildings are pure just concrete and stuff, and there was wind whipping through, and I caught a cold and stuff. And of course, they have right by the border of North Korea and Russia. Is really way up there. It's like, and so it was damn cold. It was like you're 20 below or some shit. And I was dressed. I came from Malaysia. Okay, so I dressed warm, cold, but or tried to dress with heavy jacket. But I was still cold as shit. I was freezing. I remember went into there, and they had like 30 varieties of kimchi because it's so close to Korea. I've never seen so much kimchi before in my life. And I was sitting there one time for breakfast, and before that, I was out and walking around, and they were doing ice sculptures in the thing, just big ice, beautiful ice sculptures. And they were just guys are out there chipping away. It's like 5 foot ice sculptures. It was gorgeous, and I was like, amazing, amazing, really cool stuff. I got warm. I was like, holy shit, get back to the hotel. So I was sitting in the hotel, had probably some beer and stuff, and I was looking, and all of a sudden I was warming up, and all of a sudden I thought I was delusional. I might have thought I was drunk, but there was all of a sudden beautiful girls walking by, really tall. I was like, what the hell's going on? There's just so many, and then more, and then more, and then five more. I saw about maybe 50 girls, gorgeous, really tall, about 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2". I think the shortest one was my height, about 5'10", 11. Gorgeous girls. I was like, am
High
I
fever?
delusional? What the hell's going on? I must have had a beauty contest there or some shit. And I was just happened to be there. And all these gorgeous girls from China, all were like super tall. None, you think about Chinese girls and China people, they're generally short, right? Okay, Yao Ming, who's like 7 foot something, but other than that, mostly are really short. But these girls are all gorgeous, beautiful, and about 6 foot tall. It's like, so, yeah, they were in some modeling contest or some shit. Or it's like, it just kind of lucked out. It was like, but it was during the winter time. It was like, oh, look, I didn't see him outside. I just saw him in the hotel. Just, yeah, it was beautiful. It was nice. So that part of winter, I enjoyed that part.
What I liked about Harbin, yeah, the sculptures were beautiful.
Oh,
It's a big thing. It's getting bigger every year. It's international now. They've got people from everywhere coming in,
really?
pouring them, chipping at them, using chainsaws, the whole bit,
No,
painting
really?
color on them. It was beautiful.
No, yeah.
But it's maybe sad that the thing I remember most about Harbin is the vodka. Being so close to Russia, I was up there and I was drinking vodka because I was in the traveling days. I was dirt ass
Oh, okay.
poor, so I was
Yeah.
drinking like the baijiu, the Chinese Moutai shit was all I could
Yeah, yeah,
afford, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
I drink it. It's
yeah.
horrible, but I drink it every goddamn day. I was up
Yeah,
there like
exactly.
drank this little shot. Something's like,
Yeah.
what was that? I didn't have to choke that back. What's going on?
It's good.
And they pour some more. I'm like, what's happening? I look at it, it's all written in Chinese on it, but I smell it. That's fucking vodka. Motherfucker, that's vodka. What's going on here?
Yeah.
I didn't make
You're
the
close to
connection until that's when I made the connection that, oh yeah,
yeah,
so close to
you're
the
right.
to the Russia border, it makes
Yeah, you're
sense,
right at
right?
the three
Culture,
corners.
yeah, culture spreads across
Hmm.
borders like that. What? But I
Yeah.
was so happy. I was like,
You got people, wow. Huh?
yeah. I stayed
Yeah,
a few
Harbin,
extra
yeah.
days, but it was so cold I didn't stay too long. It was
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
cold,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Yeah, when I ended up catching a cold and flew back to Malaysia, and I had stuffy head. You know, when you're traveling and especially on an airplane, you get a cold, especially your nose and stuff. It's so dangerous because your ears are a problem. So I freaking landed back in Malaysia, and my ears plugged up. It's like, okay, I could hear one ear, and the other ear was just I couldn't hear. It's like shit. So I came back. I know this kind of stuff happens, and you kind of blow everything out and trying to clear it up. It just wouldn't clear for like a week or so. It's like shit. So I went to the doctor. Doctor goes, oh, okay, no problem. We can drill a hole in your eardrum. I said, huh? I said, no way you're drilling a hole in my eardrum. No way. You're crazy. So I went, okay, I go up to KL Tower. You know KL Tower, right? You have that big long lift. I'm going to go up there. Maybe that'll do it. Get some, get up as high as I could. So I get up there. And nothing, you shoot up in an elevator like, what, 1 minute, you're up like 80 floors or something to the top of the thing, KL Tower, and has a restaurant and observation. Nothing came back down. Pissed off. About 3 days later, I had to fly somewhere. So I got on the plane and started, and then I kind of cleared everything else, and everything popped out. Everything was great, no problem. But I took an extra plane ride, an extra flight to be able to knock out this blockage in my head. And the guy said, no problem. I'll drill a hole in your head. It's like my eardrum. No, it's like,
thank you, but no thank you.
No, just take a flight. If anybody ever hears this shit and you have trouble with your head for a cold or something, just go fly somewhere. It'll air pressure will help you clear out. So yeah, but cold is okay sometimes, but I enjoy the warmer weather. I mean, even in Europe and Germany and shit, it gets damn cold up there. One of the places I remember freezing my ass off was Wales. I came from Malaysia, went to UK, went to Wales and Scottish woodlands. There was some Wales thing, and all they give you is Wellington boots, and oh god, it was cold over there. I was shocked how cold it was. But when you're living in a tropical country, you go somewhere else, you really don't have time to acclimatize. You just freeze.
Just slaps you upside the head. Yeah,
that's for sure. So, but okay, so what's your take on, besides winter sucks, which yes, and for wise old bastards, warmer is better. So you
well, I actually obviously my vote is I don't like the cold, super clear, but I quite like moderate temperature. How to say this? I like it when it's hot. When we have heat waves and stuff here, people are all freaking out and complaining. I not only survive it, I thrive. I like it hot, but I like it like spring kind of weather. So I love going to places like Guadalajara in Mexico, where it's high enough that it's year round. It's like 70 degrees every day, all year round, right?
Yeah.
Not Celsius. I like that too. It's a little hot. But
that's a bit hot.
It's a bit hot. But places like that. And now, I'm not the only old gringo that's thinking that way. There are so many thousands of North Americans that are retiring to places like Guadalajara, Lake Chapala nearby, where it's year-round spring temperatures. A lot of people are going into Colombia, up to Barranquilla, up there, where it's also just high enough, but it's far enough south, but high enough elevation that it's perfect weather year-round. It's not bad, It's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. In Hawaii, I lived there for, 6-7 years. And they said you're paying for the weather. It's like, because the weather's gorgeous in Hawaii. It's like constant nice. It's like, okay, it's not tropical, but it's just so nice. Typically, in Fahrenheit, 80-ish, upper 70s, low 80s. And it's always, you have a little bit of winter changes, trade winds are always there. Oh, it's just gorgeous weather. It's just amazing. But other places, Canada can get hot as shit, right? I remember Pennsylvania used to be hot as shit. You go to Phoenix, holy crap, you're burning, man. Phoenix
is a little crazy, a little bit nuts. It's also a place where there's like, it's hot and there's no water, and it's the fastest growing place in the States still. Like, I
Yeah,
don't totally
true.
get it. Everyone knows you're running out of water, but let's go anyway. What the hell? It'll
Yeah,
be my neighbors
exactly.
who'll run out of water. I'll be fine. It'll be the other guy. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that part I don't understand either. Yeah. So that's actually another big thing in the future is water and water rights and shit. And yeah, that's true. So, but if you're full of snow, you don't have that problem. You just got to freaking shovel it. But you got plenty of water. You just,
Well, there actually,
can
it's
make an ice cream cone.
so little snow this year that we're already talking about, even in Vancouver, that they're going to start the water restrictions at the very beginning of the summer. Usually they let you go halfway through till the reservoir starts shrinking down.
Mm,
But this year
yeah.
there's no snowpack, and we rely on that to
Mm,
melt and keep the reservoirs full. So even
mm,
if it rains every day now, the reservoir is full. It's not going to get more than full, right? Full is as full as it can
mm.
get. And
Yeah.
then when you don't have the snowpack to melt and replenish it later, and the
Yeah.
summers here tend to be quite, they're
Mm.
beautiful. They're dry, beautiful. But we
Yeah.
have so
Mm.
much snow up in the mountains to keep us going year round. But now we're not going to have it.
No,
So
I
I
mean,
don't know what to say. I mean, is
yeah, I
beer going
know.
to get more expensive because water's harder to get?
Not in Czechoslovakia. Czechoslovakia should be okay.
There, okay. So I have
Hawaii
to
should be
move
the
there
same.
too. There you go. Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy I enjoy the snow. I just don't enjoy the cold weather that goes along with it. I'm not crazy
Well,
about shoveling it and all
it's
that,
here.
but
So my wife is
watch it.
from Taiwan, and we got a
Mm,
bunch of friends from Taiwan, Malaysia, China, and a lot of them they come over and visit. It's Vancouver's fairly famous as a beautiful place, but now we're putting together. So everybody wants to do two things when they come up here. They want to do the Alaska cruise, so you can go up and see all
okay.
the ice from the boat land,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the Northern Lights. So now,
Oh yeah.
not for this winter, but for next winter, we're probably going to have like 8 or 10 different people coming in from
Mm,
Taiwan, Malaysia, all over the place, and we're going to go up in the wintertime when it's minus 6,000 degrees. We're going to head up further north to a place where we're going to get a little cabin in the middle of nowhere where it's like minus 12,000 degrees, and we're going to go look at the lights in the sky. It's great. It's
Okay,
great.
I'll tell you a story too. I was in Texas doing my master's degree in West Texas, near Alpine, Texas, and it rarely snowed out there, but a little bit here and there, touches of snow. We're about an hour and a half from the Mexican border,
See,
Alpine,
that's something
Texas,
you
way
never
out
think
there.
of either, right? Texas and snow. That's something.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, you get a little bit, but not too much. Yeah, a little powder here and there. But I was up on the mountains. We used to chase bobcats. One of my associates studied bobcats. I studied elk. He studied bobcats,
Bobcats go
and he
like
would.
6 mile an hour, man. What are you talking about? When they
Yeah,
run out
no
of gas,
problem.
you're
We
fine.
used
You
to
get
catch.
them.
No, not those. Those are the
Oh,
ones on
oh,
the ranches that dig the roads and shit. No, no, no.
yeah.
These are little animal ones. Like you got the lynx up there. We got the bobcats down here.
Ah,
So
okay.
anyway, we used to trap those suckers and drug them and stuff and put collars on them. And he would, we could drug these
Here,
cats, you know.
make it, come on, make it take some. Here,
We shoot them up with drugs.
the cat's like,
Anyway,
ah, okay.
so we collar these damn cats and we track them around and look at their home range and shit like that. So we're up in those mountains up here in deep West Texas called the Glass Mountains and some ranches. It was all full of ranches, just this whole area. It's 300 square miles. That was part of my study range, 300 square miles. Anyway, we were chasing this cat around that was collared, and the cat wouldn't move very much. And then we were looking, sitting there on top of the mountain. There's three of us, me, Steve, and Rex. And we're up there, and then we see this funny light. Says, "What the hell is this shit? Is this a nuclear holocaust? What the hell?" It's like, there's just the sky just lit up. It's like, damn, this looks exactly like the Northern Lights you see in the National Geographic or something.
Rex, did
Cool.
you shoot me with that fucking
Yeah,
trank
it's like,
dart?
what,
It's like,
what drugs are we thinking of there? It's like, holy shit. It's like, nah, can't be. We're in Texas, near the border of Mexico. and we're seeing the Northern Lights. We actually saw the Northern Lights, and nobody knew what the hell was going on. Everybody's calling in the police and stuff. What's going on? Are we under nuclear attack? Because, it was like, what the hell? We actually could see it. It was beautiful. It was like
They are
amazing.
dramatic.
Exactly what they were saying. So,
They are dramatic.
but at the same time, I was in Texas. Okay, it was still pretty warm and stuff. I didn't freeze my ass off just to go see the
Well,
Northern Lights.
what I've told everybody who's coming on this little tour is there are two options. One option is I'm telling everybody we're not going to do it the cheap way. The cheap way is we just all fly up to Whitehorse, just stay in a motel in town and take a car, drive out, park on the side of the road and look at it. But don't do that.
Yeah.
Turn it into it'll be a little expensive, but a luxury tour. There's some places there that do have the lodges that are far enough outside the town. They're in the dark zone, plate glass windows and glass roofs and stuff, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay.
So we do that. Or what I would rather do, because remember, I was born in and grew up in middle to northern part of Canada. I've seen the Northern Lights. They're gorgeous. They're cool, but I've seen it. For me, it's not like a bucket list thing anymore. I've already kind of done it, right? I would rather say, let's all get everybody gather up instead of coming here where I've already been. Let's all go meet up in like Norway and take one of the Norwegian Northern Light cruises or something.
Oh, okay.
Or stay in one of their glass hotels or something instead of doing it in Canada. And it's special for me too, instead of just special for them.
They have don't they have like ice hotels? Where the whole they build a freaking hotel of ice.
Yeah, but that's actually up in Finland and Norway. Yes, in
Finland,
Quebec
Norway,
and Canada, there are a couple of famous ones.
They do that too. Holy shit!
Up north in most of Canada, no.
That sounds cold as hell.
You still have igloos, people. Yeah.
How do you
I don't
sleep
see
on
the
an
romance
ice bed?
in that.
No.
It's not so bad. They put a bunch of furs.
Ice bed?
Yeah, but they put a bunch of furs, bear fur and crap on it, wolf furs or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad that way, but it's still. Remember, with snow and ice, if it's packed around with snow, the coldest it ever gets is freezing. It doesn't get colder than that. But
it's still damn cold.
Would you want to take a nice sheepskin and go sleep in your fridge? It's like you could do it, but why?
No.
Why? Why? Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
No. Yeah, I was in Hokkaido. That's another place. Northern Japan, Hokkaido, right? North Island there. Oh, God, that's beautiful. And I was up there during the wintertime as well. And we were running around checking out forests up there. And one time we were camping out, not camping out, but we were with the forestry department, and they were having a barbecue. It was cold and snowy. We were sitting around the barbecue, and we were all barbecuing up some bunch of food and stuff, and they're, purely Japanese style. It was like old school. And then what happened was a fox came up. It was a curious little fox and hungry and stuff. So he just came up to all of us and looked at us, and I was like, man, here's a little piece of it. He just took a little piece and ran off. I was like, it was so cool. But one of the cool things they had in Hokkaido was these kind of small hotels, but they had like a big, what do you call those things? Those bath areas where you have all the people bath. I mean, okay, it was a male, and then it had a separate female bath.
Onsen
house
or something?
I don't know, but it was kind of in the hotel kind of area. And then of course you had the hot tub. It's not really a hot tub. It's a hot bath thingy, spring, and they had the hot water coming in, and that damn shit's hot. And they had a beautiful it was snowy and shit, but they had a beautiful glass and stuff, so you could sit there in the hot bath looking at the snow. It was gorgeous. And have a Sapporo or something, which was the Hokkaido beer. That was nice. That was beautiful. But I never understood the bathhouses because it was just not used to it. We're big guys, and they give you this towel. It's about this big. It's like, I need about 10 of those, please.
Staple some together or something.
Yeah, no. You go to the bath, the hot tub thingy or whatever. What the hell do you call that? Where everybody sits in the hot tub, whatever. I don't know, call it tub though, but a hot bath.
Onsen, something like that.
Onsen, yeah. Anyway,
Something like that.
I
Yeah.
mean, everybody goes in there naked. You cannot go in there. You can bring a towel. That's about it. But it's there to slap, holy shit, that is hot. When you talk about a hot tub, you know, that's 100 degrees. This thing's like 150. It's like really, it takes a long time to get in. And once you're in there, I couldn't stand something like that. It was beautiful, but wow. But it was different. It's different. I enjoyed it.
We're actually trying to sort out for next September. I think it's the end of September. So friends of ours have a travel agency company, and they've been trying to work on this kind of a deal on a cruise ship that does the Alaska cruises here in the season.
Yeah.
And the last cruise of the year, it'll be repositioning to Japan. So instead of being a typical 7-day up and back, it'll go 4 or 5 days up to the coast of Alaska, and then from there it'll scoot across to Japan. And because it's a repositioning cruise, it's like a really, really good price. So we think we'll probably end up also get a handful of people together to do that. So we'll go do the Alaska cruise. Then it's about, I don't know, 5 days
End
or
up in
whatever it
Japan.
is, steaming across into. I guess it wouldn't even be 5 days. Japan's not that far from up there, really, right? When you think about it, from Alaska, look at the
it's
map.
definitely
Alaska, Alaska,
have to
Kamchatka,
go
all
across.
just
Yeah, it's probably about
So
another
just-
4 or 5 days. Yeah.
yeah. So scoot across to Japan, and from there, just hang out in Japan for a couple of weeks. From there, from Japan, take like an Air Asia flight or something cheap to get over to back to Malaysia or something like that. And bada bing, bada boom.
Japan. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too
Yeah,
bad.
Air Asia X
Interesting.
goes to Japan, right?
I don't know. Air Asia X is not flying as much anymore. I usually take ANA or JAL, mostly ANA. I've been doing, but
Anyway, somebody will have a decent
so
price.
yeah, it's
flight
okay.
to
You
somewhere.
can get around. You can get around.
I mean, also we have
Yeah,
connections
yeah,
to Taiwan in our background. So from Tokyo to Taipei, there's about 400 flights an hour or something. So it should be pretty easy to get something.
Yeah. So it sounds cool. Sounds cool. So anyway, I think we killed. Well, I mean, we didn't kill anything this time. I killed my my drink, which was hot cocoa and brandy. That's gone. So I have to get some
Which
more
brand?
refill
Who
pretty
is
soon.
the sponsor this week?
I don't know. Right now, Jeep. I took my Jeep out earlier, so yeah, I own a Jeep. Yeah, I own a couple of those, but they're nice. So Jeep, we want Jeep to sponsor us, so that would be good. That would be good. They can go anywhere vehicle, just not so fast.
They can go anywhere just like we can. Beer
Yeah,
Hunters International makes extensive use of the off-road capabilities of the amazing
there you
Jeep
go.
Wrangler.
There you go. I think we will.
That's just a
It'll be
taste,
essential.
Jeep. That's just a taste off the
Yeah,
cuff.
yeah,
We could
there
do
we
much
go.
better than that. Come on,
There
if you're
you
watching.
go.
And Beer Hunters
Jeep will take us
International
anywhere.
does not condone drinking and driving. That's
Yeah.
not it. Because the kind of place
Yeah.
we're talking about getting to, it's so goddamn hard to get there. When you get there, you have a couple of beers and you'll be staying overnight anyway. And come back the next day, or next week. So
Yeah, for sure. We won't condone drinking and driving. We'll condone driving to drinking. Something like that. Driving
That
to
one.
good drinking.
that's the one.
Driving to drinking.
That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And a matter of fact,
So-
if necessary, we'll actually here's a sacrifice. The kind of sacrifice the wise old bastards are willing to make for all y'all. As we get down the road into Beer Hunters International, we are not going to veto cold places. We're not saying we will not go to a cold place for a beer. We are saying we're not going to go to Pittsburgh to get a beer. We're saying we might go to Harbin, but Harbin's not even what we're talking about. If we go to Harbin, and then from Harbin we take a train to the border, and we go across the border into Russia, and from Russia we go to a village that's like 2 hours down the tracks, and from there we go to a farmhouse, and there we end up drinking some Korean beer. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. If it's just to
It
go
might
somewhere to get another bud, okay, well, we'll drink the bud, no question. But it's not, the backstory's not as interesting.
No, it's kind of boring. Yeah, it has to be exciting. It has to be something unusual. Wise
Yep.
old bastards, we're not here for the usual shit. We're here for the fun shit, for enjoying. Search out good life, good beers, good drinks. Enjoy life, and that's what's here, right? If you're not enjoying life, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Why?
So fuck off, winter.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to go to the beach again.
If
So,
winter's not doing it for you, I guess that's kind of what our point is. If winter's not doing it
yeah,
for you, change things so that you go where the
that's
winter's
true.
what you want. And you're going to say,
That's
"Oh, I
right.
got a wife, I got a kid, I got a job, I got a
Mm.
career, I got that." Well, boo-hoo, shame on you. You know, you got,
You can,
if you're going to stick with that and not go live your life in your dream, that's fine. That's fair.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
most people will do. But then don't complain about it.
right, right.
If you've
My
chosen to
son,
stick with that, stick with it and find the joy in what you're doing.
that's right. My son decided to move to San Diego exactly for that reason. He said, Pa, I've been here for what, 6, 7 years, and he just doesn't enjoy the winter anymore. He gets depressed during the winter, so he wants to go back to something. So he moved to San Diego. So we'll see how he's doing. Okay there. He enjoys it there. He enjoys the weather and stuff. So it's just, yeah, it's a personality thing. So if you don't enjoy where you are, find something else you can do, where you can go. I didn't want to live and grow up in Pennsylvania, so I moved out. You didn't want to live in the middle of freaking nowhere, Manitoba, so you
Just to be
go
clear,
find yourself.
middle of nowhere Manitobans, it wasn't you
No,
that I was trying to get away from. It was the weather. And you know exactly what the
yeah,
fuck I'm talking about. So I don't want to see any nasty comments from you saying all about the weather. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm
exactly,
saying, man.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying. So
That's for sure.
on that happy
So
note,
anyway,
I'm going to go
yes.
actually outside for a nice walk in the rain out here, uh, mainly
I
because
thought,
Cozell, our sponsors, did not get me a case of this on time, so I had to go get my
oh
own
no,
damn beer.
oh terrible. I think I
Isn't
will
that
get a
sad?
refill on this one, thanks to Jeep.
Thanks to
Well, thanks to
Jeep
Jeep. I hope in the future,
in the
in the
future.
future,
Pay it forward. Pay it forward.
paying
Oh,
forward. Yeah,
speaking of
yeah, yeah,
paying it forward, you
yeah.
know the whole movement of paying it forward, right? You go to a coffee shop and you pay for the next person's coffee just to make their day or something, right?
Really? Oh, okay.
Never heard of that?
Never heard of that. No.
Well, it's
Damn,
actually
that's
it's a
not something
thing.
we
It's a
normally
thing.
do. That's something new, all right? We never did that. We just pay for our own shit. And then if
Yeah,
you
but
will
it's
buy
people
for
try
somebody else,
and
that's cool.
yeah, kind of cool. So I was yesterday. I went to my little local liquor store to get
Hmm.
some of this, and
Uh-huh.
I only bought like I think 3 cans or something. Didn't even buy a case, just just a handful of them.
Mm.
And while I was there, I was just about to pay, and the guy at the counter next to me said, "Hey, you know what, buddy? Let me get that. Let me pay it for you. You can pay for somebody else some other time because someone did it for me earlier today and it made my day. So let me pay for you for that."
Oh, okay.
And,
That's
and I
cool.
said, "Thanks, man, but hold on a second." I told the clerk, I said, "Hang on a sec. I'm just going to pop over to champagne section." This guy was like, I said, "No, no, just kidding, man." But yeah, so it's actually it tastes even better because it's a free beer, not from
Oh,
our
there you
sponsor,
go.
but from
Free
some
beer.
other kind soul who just. Except
Oh,
now I'm
okay.
expected to
Another
pay it
wise
forward,
old
so I got to be
bastard.
calculative when I'm walking around. Like, okay, that was worth how much? Let me see how much is it. What do you?
Yeah.
When do you go to a
Uh,
store when someone's only spending like $15? It's like, I got to find
uh,
something cheap. Like what?
oh, I never did that in the store. I mean, yeah, if somebody ran out of money behind the line and you need a couple bucks, yeah, throw a couple bucks out, no big deal. But not in the store. I mean, if you're in a pub and then the guys are, yeah, trying to buy you a beer, no problem. That's normal. Wise old bastard shit. We've done that for donkey years. But at a store is unusual, okay? Unless somebody's running out of money while they're paying out, and then the guy in front of you has trouble. Oh, I don't have enough. You shoot him the $5, no problem.
I don't know. I guess
But
when I go walking in, it was kind of rainy, so I was wearing my
mm,
ratty old rain clothes. Wasn't wearing anything nice. Maybe it looked like I was having a hard time coming up with enough
yeah,
money to
yeah,
pay for it
yeah,
or something.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what
yeah,
it
yeah.
was, but I'm going to try it
Yeah,
again.
it's
I'm
just,
going to go rip my jacket and go hang around the liquor store
exactly.
and see if I can get lucky again. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll show, I
You
get a
never
bag
know. You never
of
know.
pennies or dimes or something and just put them on the
Yeah.
counter.
Wear some nasty old
Oh,
gloves. They
Well, it
just
was
think
such
you're
a
another
nice
wino.
gesture. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. But it was such a nice
Like,
gesture.
yeah,
And
that's good.
it's
That's good.
it's the thing. It cost the guy very little. It made him feel even
Yeah,
better than it made me feel. I bet you. He just made his
yeah,
day, made my day.
that's good.
And
Enjoy it.
but it was at that same store where I've trained them not to expect a tip from me. So I got free. I didn't even give him a tip. I said, hey, okay. One last thing before we go. Sorry to drag everyone
Yes,
back into this, but we talked
yeah,
about tipping before, right? And the tipping culture is
yes,
getting out of hand, and
yeah.
how they've done studies where they show on the tipping machines, nobody uses the cheapest one. Most people go for the second one, and then the other ones are like getting crazy now, right?
Yeah.
So I went to another liquor store just by happenstance. My whole life doesn't
Yeah.
revolve around liquor
Yeah.
stores, really. Not usually, maybe. I don't know.
It's close. This portion of it.
But I went, and they have the machine now asking for tipping,
Huh?
right? I'm going, oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Pretty soon, I'm going to have to stop drinking because all the stores are asking for tips. I don't but their machine, check this out, at a retail store, right? So I think they were
Yeah.
trying to be clever to say, oh, we're giving you such a small number, it's not going to hurt you. So their one, it said the lowest one was 3%, and the second one was 8%, and then it was 15 and 20,
Okay.
right? So they're trying to get you to look at that 3% and feel too cheap. You say 3%, that's like, that's nothing. So I better do the second one, which is 8%. So
Yeah.
I think they're more clever than the expensive place I go nearby, where I don't tip now, where theirs starts at like 15%, right? 15, 20, 25, and 600 or some percent, I think is the highest one I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So these guys with the 3%, 8%, 12, 15, whatever it was, they'll probably end up getting more tips because people think, oh, 3% is nothing. Oh, but then again, I look too
Yeah.
cheap if I do 3%. So I'll do the 8. I bet you those clever bastards are getting more money. I bet
Sure.
you.
But if I was going to do it, I'd push it 3%. Wise old bastard. You're not really serving. You're just taking my money.
You know what
It
we
shouldn't
should do?
be-
We'll
it shouldn't
have
be.
on they also, now websites also have tipping, right?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Just crazy.
Nuts.
So what we should do is we'll do wise old bastards just so people know how we feel about tipping and we're not serious about it. We should have our tipping. The cheapest one will be 943%. The second one will be 1,290%. The top one will be 14,000%. Just see.
Who pushes a button? Or,
We'll know
or
how
zero
drunk
for
our
cheap bastards.
yeah. Zero cheap old bastard. Zero. Next one 943%. It's just
Hell, we
Or
didn't
smart
even
old
want to pay the
bastards.
guy 20 pesos.
so instead, 6 of us grunted up that fucking hill. We barely made it up alive. 5 of us barely made it up alive.
Exactly.
But we saved $3.
Yeah. Yep. About that. Something like that. Divided by 6.
But-
Yeah.
But then that $3 we used to buy a great big ass Corona beer and split that. So I think we won anyway.
Yeah, we win. It all comes out good. It all comes out good.
No, I like that. We'll do wise
Well,
old bastards 0%. Everybody else 900%. Whatever. Okay. On that happy note, now I just one last thing to say is screw you, Winter. And if you're a Winter fan, sorry, I'm talking about Winter. I'm not talking about you. So again, in the comments, if you want to say I'm not against you, I'm not against snowboarders or skiers
No.
or inner tubers or I got nothing against ski hill bunnies. I'm good with all of that. I just
I
don't
like
like
ski
the
hill
cold
bunnies.
myself. Yeah,
I like ski
but
bunnies.
they also sometimes go down south.
Ooh,
Just saying.
That sounds
Snow
good.
doesn't go down south, but the bunnies sometimes do. On a happy note,
okay. Adios.
goodbye, everybody.
Okay.
Enjoy
luego.
whatever you're doing with your life, and
Enjoy.
we'll catch up with you next time. Ciao.
Yep. Adios.